What's up, you guys? It's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to become a morning person. So before we get started with practical tips you can use in your everyday life to start becoming a morning person, I want to put something into perspective for you. Let's say you start waking up at 5 a.m. every single day once you watch this video. The average person in America, or in the whole world to be exact, averagely they wake up at around 8 a.m. Now, the person who wakes up at 5 a.m. already has the advantage of time in their hands, which is an extra 3 hours every day to get stuff done and to be productive. If you do the math on this, that is equivalent to an extra 45 days in a single year simply by waking up 3 hours earlier at 5 a.m. I don't know about you, but that is insane. And the fact that I can get an extra 45 days in my life or like in a year simply by waking up earlier is a no-brainer to me. Now, I know waking up really early is something that's very difficult for most people because for the most part, we're not used to waking up at 5 a.m. every single day. I know for me personally, before I started practicing the habit of waking up early, I used to wake up at around 10, 11, sometimes even 12. And it came to a point where I knew that I had to make a change because I was wasting like half my day sleeping and I never had enough time. Once I started implementing these things and found practical tips that helped me wake up early in the morning, it's made all the difference in the world. And if you are someone who really wants to start waking up early, who wants to get out of the bad habit of hitting that snooze button, then this video is for you. Tip number 1 on how to start becoming a morning person is to stop having dinner late. Do not eat so late. Typically, most people will have their dinner at around 7:30, 8 p.m., or even 8:30 p.m. And to add to that, a lot of people continue snacking at around 9, 10, or even 11 p.m. I'm guilty of this myself, but once I started setting a cutoff time as to when I can have my dinner, I've noticed a significant increase in my overall health. I try not to eat past 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m. if I'm really pushing it or limited on time. But ever since I've started eating my dinners earlier, I've noticed that it's been easier to wake up in the morning the next day. Not only is having an early dinner clinically proven to reduce the risk of having a heart attack, cancer, or even diabetes, but it's been proven to aid weight loss, have a smaller waist, and increase your energy levels. And the reason for this is because let's say you have dinner at around 6:30 p.m. Typically, it takes your body around 2 hours to 2.5 hours to get your primary digestive system to start kicking in. So because it kicks in earlier in the evening, you're more likely to get a better quality of sleep. And we all know how important quality of sleep is, and that it'll be easier for you to start waking up the next morning. The reason being is because you haven't ate since the day before at around 6:30, 7 p.m. Chances are you're gonna wake up because you're hungry. So ever since I've started implementing this, it's been easier for me to wake up because I wake up hungry, and that motivates me to kind of get out of bed and start cooking breakfast. So once again, guys, tip number 1 is do not eat so late. Tip number 2 on how to start becoming a morning person is to plan your morning routine. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. We all know the importance of setting yourself up for success, and that is building a morning routine. And before I get into building morning routines, I'm going to take a step back a little bit and also emphasize the importance of setting an alarm clock. You'll be surprised how many people don't set an alarms and kind of let their bodies wake up when they wake up. They just, let themselves wake up whenever. But getting in the habit of setting an alarm at the same time every single day will program your mind, will program your body to say, hey, it's time to get up. So set an alarm, guys, and also get in the habit of starting to plan your mornings. Personally, I like to call them myself the $1,000,000 mornings. I love the mornings. I feel like I am my best self and my highest self and the most energized in the mornings. And that's because I've set up a morning routine. I really look forward to the mornings and waking up every single day because I really enjoy my morning routines. I do the same thing every single morning, no matter what's going on. And that's really helped me become a morning person over the years. How you start your day will set the tone to how the rest of your day is going to look like. It's not a secret. Everyone knows this. All highly successful people say the same thing. There's no right or wrong way into planning your own morning routine, but just get in the habit of doing something that's the same every single morning. For me personally, every morning I like to start my day off with some meditation. I like to read for at least 30 minutes. And also I use the morning to catch up on news. I don't follow the news every single day religiously throughout the day. I just take some time in the morning to kind of catch up, look at the stock market, see what's going on in the economy, and really use my mornings to gain some new information. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. Just find something that is tangible to you, something that you can implement. And I promise you, having a morning routine in place will have you start looking forward to the mornings, weirdly enough. Also, don't be afraid to try different morning routines. You might feel like the morning routine you've created kind of is a hassle or it's not working for you. It's totally fine to experiment, take out some stuff, add some new stuff, but it's important to just start doing and find the morning routine that works for you. So again, guys, habit or tip number 2 into becoming a morning person is to plan your mornings. Tip number 3 on how to become a morning person is to turn off all devices the night prior. Like I mentioned in previous videos, and I will continue to mention in this channel, is the quality of sleep is super important. Turning your phone off and limiting distractions will help you fall asleep earlier and inevitably help you become a morning person. Even if you don't turn your phone off, at least put it on do not disturb mode, maybe put it on airplane mode, or leave your phone across the room so you're not distracted. Again, I promise you, all the stuff on social media will be there in the morning when you wake up. It's not going anywhere. So limit your time on the phone when you go into bed. A rule of thumb I like to follow is not to open up any sort of social media when I'm laying down in bed ready to go to sleep. You'll find that it'll be much easier to wake up in the morning because you've improved your quality of sleep by simply turning off all devices. Again, guys, tip number 3 is to turn off your phone. Tip number 4 on how to become a morning person is another no-brainer, and it is to simply get consistent and get a good amount of sleep. You'll find that the more you go to bed at a consistent time and the more consistent your sleep hours are, it's going to be way easier for you to be a morning person and wake up on time, as opposed to someone who goes to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning every day, or another day they'll go to bed at 11, some nights they'll go to bed at midnight, and they don't really get good quality of sleep, leading them to hit the snooze button in the morning because they don't feel well rested. Getting good quality of sleep and getting consistent sleep is vital to becoming a morning person and waking up at a consistent time. I've said this in a previous video, but please take your sleep seriously. Getting good quality of sleep is super important, not only for your health, but to how productive you are the next day. If you really want to take your sleeping to the next level and you really want to know how many hours personally your body needs to be performing at its highest level, again, I recommend you guys downloading the app called Sleep Cycle. Sleep Cycle is going to monitor your sleep and your wavelengths that you're emitting when you're sleeping, and is going to keep track of all of that and create a report for you. It'll tell you how many hours your body needs after a couple nights of recording. It'll also give you a chart to let you know when you're the most awake, when you're in fully sleep hypnosis, It's a great app. Go ahead and check it out on the App Store. But yeah, guys, with that being said, tip number 4 is to get good, consistent sleep. Tip number 5 on how to become a morning person is to prepare the night before. Again, I said this before and I'll say it again. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Prepare what your day is going to look like the next day, the night before. Like I said, really write down and journal all the things you have to do the next day and the things that you need to get done. Even write your morning routine in and plan it the night before. Another good thing to do is to plan out the clothes you're going to wear the next day, have them ready and ready to go the next morning when you wake up. Again, tip number 5 is to prepare the night before, guys. Really set yourself up for success. Don't set yourself up for failure by not having anything planned or not having some sort of outline as to what you're going to do the next day. Weirdly enough, you'll find that preparing the night before will kind of in some way motivate you to wake up and tackle the things that you have to do. It's going to hold you accountable. It's going to program your mind that, hey, I got to get up because I have stuff to do. So, number 5, prepare the night before. Last but not least, tip number 6 on how to become a morning person is to drink a glass of water first thing you wake up. Not only is this going to boost up your metabolism, but it will also cause you to eat a less heavier breakfast. In addition, it promotes weight loss, it promotes your energy levels, and it's also statistically proven that a glass of water can wake you up more than a cup of coffee that has tons of caffeine in it. So start your day with a glass of water, add that to your morning routine, and you'll see a significant difference, and it'll help you wake up and become a morning person. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I really appreciate it. I hope you got value out of this video. If you're enjoying my content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you'd like. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until next time.